Hello and welcome, and it's me, it's Ninjan06, is also known as DJ Ahri, and welcome to this video which is only audio. Right, so, we're going to talk about Beyond You on this video, and how did I discover this game. And yeah, basically that's it. The story where I discovered Beyond You and my review of it of version 1.1.08. Okay, so here we go. So I started Beyond You, discovering Beyond You when I'm just looking for Biju's mic video or videos, if you will. And I just browsing to his channel, and I saw something really interesting because I'm a visual novel fan. I played a bunch of visual novels like Asaga Academy, Clanad, and Doki Doki Literature Club, and a bunch of some other demo visual novels like the Renpai demo game, which is the question, which is the demo game of Renpai, if you don't know that. And Beyond You, so okay. Beyond You, I saw it on Biju's mic, one of the Biju's mic video, where he, plays a scrub pie, I think. I don't remember I don't remember it anymore. And yeah, then I checked the description if there is a download page on this game, and there it is. I just redirected to itch.io. If you know itch.io, that is a site that you can publish your own game, I think. Well, it's a bunch of indie games there, including not only visual novels, but limited to every game genre you might think. It's all indie stuff there. And that's the okay. So I was redirected to that page, and I downloaded the game itself, and I played version 1.1.05, I think. So after downloading that, I played it on my PC, which is on my desktop. And if you don't know what my specification of my desktop is, it has Core i5 and a GTX 1050 Ti. And most visual novels don't need that specification to run, but it needs GPU rendering, of course, to prevent CG glitching of CGs and sprites. It needs GPU rendering to support everything graphics. It's only a 2D game. Well, I really wonder if there is a 3D visual novel, but we're not going to talk about that, and we're just focusing on Beyond You. Alright, so I downloaded and played the version 1.1.05, and yeah, it is pretty promising. That version is, all the sprites are okay, and the music is okay too. Until wait, before I go that, the gameplay is very simple. It's just your typical visual novel game that You just read and click, and if there's a decision making, you just make decisions and whatnot. So, yeah, and that is Beyond You, and I rated the game as, if I remember correctly, it's 9.3 out of 10 as a on version 1.1.05. Yeah. So, now I test Beyond You on Windows Sandbox. Yeah, the one of the feature of Windows 10 that you can test apps before downloading into your native installation. And Windows Sandbox is it's just like a virtualization layer of Windows 10. It is not your native installation. Yeah. So I tested that and I download Beyond You inside Windows Sandbox, and because it uses Hyper-V Ethernet and doesn't use my native Ethernet drivers, well, it's kinda slow to download because how many megabytes does the game have? And by the way, it's not yet finished. Yeah. I think I tested the game at 1.1.05, and yeah, it runs okay, but it uses software rendering. It doesn't use GPU rendering, so I don't encounter some critical bugs while using Windows Sandbox, and that's a great thing. It can do virtualization. It's not even virtualization, it's sandboxing. Whatever. That's how the Windows Sandbox works. And yeah. So now I downloaded the 1.1.06, I guess. Yeah, I think that is the next version, or until I came with the 1.1.08, which is the first I called it first generation 1.1.08. Or more like what do I call this? More like a 1.1.08. I'm going to use Service Pack 1. Right, I'm just comparing now the game on Windows updates. Okay. So I call that the first update, the first release. Yeah, the first 1.1.08. That yeah. And I played that, and you guessed it, the sprites are now very, very good. It's new. It's from, if I remember it correctly, what is the artist that was involved in making the sprites? And okay, so I'm going to search Haruka's Twitter. Yes, they have a Twitter and they follow me. After a bunch of days, a bunch of months, I don't remember how. Okay. So the characters were made by Dai Iro. I don't know what's the pronunciation of her name, I guess. Yeah, so she made a pretty good job. And the background of the game itself is the background of the game is I don't remember what is the okay, the background of the game was made by Foxeleus. Okay, so I'm sorry for freaking up the names. I'm sorry about that. And they did a great job in what do you call this? Making the sprites and the backgrounds. And thank you. Kudos to HexVexed for coding Beyond You efficiently, because my main problem before the 1.1.08 is the history is overlapping, and she fixed it really quick, to the point that I dismissed that complaint or my comment about the history section. And yeah, and that's the good developer, quickly fixing everything, but in a organized way and in efficient way. That's the power of programming or programmers. And I don't see the source code of Beyond You, except for the BeyondU.py, which is the executable, the main executable thing of Beyond You. The BeyondU.py, if you don't know, is every Renpai game, that py file or Python file is executed when you execute the exe, and they call the beyond the py file of the game you are playing with. For example, in Beyond, if you execute the exe file, which is beyondu.exe, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken. So the logic is the logic of the program or the exe is to call the beyondu.py, which in turn calls the scripts of the game, because it's and also by the way, my computer programming or my Python programming teacher saw the code of the py file, and she said that it's on abstraction. I can't explain it here, but yeah, the code is abstracted, and it calls some modules that are imported. It still uses Python though, but yeah, it's abstracted, and that is a good practice of programming when publishing the main program itself. Yeah. She saw the code, and because I give the py file to my teacher, and she analyzed it, and yeah, that's good. Now I know how Renpai works because of my teacher. And because of this game, of course, Beyond You game. And now the Kickstarter started. Okay. And I congratulate HexVexed for starting a new campaign. Yeah. and I pledge 30. I pledge in the tier of 30 or more Australian dollars, which is equivalent to 1,100 Philippine peso. And yeah, I think it's worth it. I don't regret pledging to that project. I hope that the project will be successful enough, and yeah, I hope that it goes over 100%. Like for example, 150% or 200%. So that's my story about Beyond You and how I discovered the game. And that's it. It is me, it's Tenjans06, and also known as DJ Ahri. And see you on the next one. Goodbye.